Yeah, here we go, yeah. I'm TJ Quake, the ghetto gamer, on this gaming thing. Gonna bang 'em up, gonna shoot 'em up, right here on the gaming string. Bang, bang, blaze 'em all up, TJ Quake, we're bustin' like 1, 2, 3, here we go. I'm the man dead switch on the switch.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's crack-a-lackin'? What is crack-a-lackin'? Woo! We are back in the mix right now, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, this is normally the TJ&MJ Spin Your Dollar, Save Your Dollar movie reviews show. But we also have our other episodes that we throw on here. This is my solo portion of the show, which is called TJ Quake's Ghetto Gaming Pop Culture Talk. That's right, TJ Quake's Ghetto Gaming Pop Culture Talk. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we got some talk to talk about. We should have been talking about this yesterday, but I'm running a little late on the freaking news on this one. But I was hearing about it all day yesterday, and it was just irritating the hee-haw out of me. Okay? I'm just irritating me. And I couldn't stand the daggum stuff because the stuff was just like ridiculous on what's going on in the U.S. women's soccer team. Okay? We got to talk about this, you guys, because and just to let you guys know, we do the TJ&MJ Spin Your Dollar, Save Your Dollar movie reviews. You'll always be hearing those podcasts. Normally they'll be like on, I believe, Saturdays and Sundays. When we have those shows, you'll get the latest and greatest on all the latest movies and stuff like that. And sometimes it'll be out throughout the week, and you'll be hearing this show here, because on the TJ&MJ, you obviously have myself and you have MJ doing what we do. We give you the latest on all the greatest in movies and what's cracking on pop culture, all that stuff. But we give you that review to whether you should spend your dollar or save your dollar. And so that's my lovely wife, MJ, that'll be there on that show. Sometimes she may pop up on this show, when she happens to be around and everything. She's a quite busy woman. So today I'm doing the TJ Quake's Ghetto Gaming Pop Culture Talk. I'm just starting this one off. This is going to be also a new podcast along with the TJ&MJ show. And we're going to start trying to make some things crack and everything. So if you guys like what you're hearing, these shows will be live as well. So you'll be able to jump in and get in a little chit chat. But especially on this show here, because this is where I'm going to be talking about what's going on in pop culture, entertainment news, video games as well, all that kind of stuff, but ghetto-fied style. I don't do anything, proper. I do it the way TJ Quake wants to do it. And that's wild and crazy. Okay? Like you in the ghetto. So that's what we're going to get ready to do here today. But today, I want to put into the mix some more wokeness coming from our own dadgum USA women's soccer team. What's going on with this mess, ladies and gentlemen? I don't get it. The stuff infuriates me. I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm getting so sick and tired of all this stupidity that's going on in this country. It's almost like we literally no longer actually have a country, people. That's what it's starting to feel like. Because this is what we're getting now even in our Olympic sports. Okay? This is supposed to be, a sports. It's supposed to be playing sports. First, they started this dumb mess with kneeling and crap, in the NFL and in the NBA, our dadgum Major League Baseball stuff. All this stuff started with these flipnicks, because Colin Kaepernick, whatever the that dumb flipnick's name was, because he sucks in freaking playing football. He had to start it. I'm going to draw some attention to myself, and I'm going to kneel on the flag and say that there's been police injustice. Yeah, this guy's never reached any kind of injustice in his life. I'm tired of all these little stupid, little whiny, flipnick ass kids that don't know anything about our country, don't know the history, don't know nothing but what the critical race theory crap has been taught to them now. Which we'll get into that on another show. But the U.S. women's soccer team crushed at Olympic opener after kneeling during the national anthem, people. How ironic is that? Huh? They got crushed by Sweden. This was supposed to be the women's U.S. team. These girls were kicking butt. They won like 44 games in a row. They had a winning streak. All until they decided we're going to kneel on the flag for BLM. You know the funny thing about BLM, people, and I'm sorry, if you don't like it, too bad. Because this show is not about being nice to you. It's not about, being, I'm sorry, I'm not about politically correctness. I'm not about political correctness. I think that was the most evil thing that's ever been invented in this country. And it's spread it like a disease. We need to get away from this stuff, you people. Let's get back to the good old days. Remember back in the 80s, none of this stuff was happening. Back in the 90s, none of this stuff was happening. We didn't have, BLM going around talking about Black Lives Matter when they know they ain't really for black lives. These stupid flip-neck females, okay, they're supposedly for USA. This is not my USA women's soccer team, people. I'm just letting you know. They don't represent us. Because when you kneel on our flag and then you get other countries during our national anthem to kneel too, that's literally, because you notice they've been saying, the other teams were kneeling too. Yeah, but when were they kneeling though? They weren't kneeling on their anthems. They kneeled during when the women's USA soccer team decided to kneel. One of the girls on the other team said, we saw them kneeling, so we decided we should kneel too in solidarity. Oh, really? But you didn't see them do that on their national anthem, though. Nobody's talking about that. So, so they decided they're going to kneel. And it shows right here. I'll read to you. This is one of the, I think this is coming from the Federalists here. After players on the U.S. women's soccer team kneeled in support of Black Lives Matter before their game opener at the Tokyo Olympics Wednesday morning, the ladies were crushed by Sweden in a 3-0 loss. I'm sorry, but that made me cough, dadgummit. That made me cough. Yeah, exactly. It was funny. So, the loss breaks a 44-game winning streak for the U.S. while the International Olympics Committee previously banned protests at the games. Yeah, what's up with that? I thought you guys were banning all that crap. There was a shift in rules that permitted the players to engage in activism. Really? A shift in the rules all of a sudden, right when the first Olympic stuff starts happening. Oh, we're going to change the rules now. Because these stupid little whining ass heifers wanted to freaking, we want to just get attention. That's all we want. Yeah, you got attention, all right. A losing attention. The Olympic Committee previously banned the protests at the games. There was a shift in the rules permitting the players to engage in activism. The IOC still bans its social media personnel from posting any content of such activism on its official accounts. But teams and media captured. Who gives a flip if you still banning them from doing it on a media account? This is enough media for anybody. They don't need to do it on a media account. They just did it on national live television in front of the entire world. Hello? Yeah, like what did you guys think was they needed to do it on the social media? For what reason? And everything. They got what they did. They did all the damage right here. Big deal. Okay, sure, no problem. We won't post on there as long as we get to do it right there in front of everybody on live television. Yeah. There's that. The Team USA entered the games as the number 1 ranked team in the world, whereas Sweden Saturday at number 5. This is not the first time Sweden handed the Americans a loss. Oh, really? In 2016, Team USA lost in the quarterfinals to the women on penalty kicks. Now they were up there cheating, huh? The United States came out stale with its best chance of the opening half coming in the final moments when Rose Laville's shot hit the post. The Associated Press noted Coach Vlatko Andowalski made changes for the second half, subbing in Carly Lloyd for Alex Morgan and Julie Ertz for Sam Mewis. Sweden's team also knelt for the BLM. The demonstrations were planned according to the Yahoo Sports. Oh, it was planned. You notice that it was planned during our national anthem, though? Yeah, everybody's talking about, Sweden kneeled in as well, with the U.S. They kneeled because the U.S. girls were kneeling. But what national anthem were they kneeling on, though? It's funny, they weren't kneeling on their national anthem. I bet you Sweden wasn't doing that. I bet you the USA wasn't kneeling when the national anthem came up for Sweden. No. They only did it on the USA's national anthem. So Sweden really could give two flips. Why? Because this is not their country. So what? If anything, that's just stabbing us more in the back, saying, you dummies lost. We'll kneel on your daggum flag and let you guys know how sorry you are and everything. You think their coaches minded? Of course their coaches didn't mind them kneeling and so forth. It's not their flag that they're kneeling on. So, Sweden's team also knelt for the BLM. The demonstrations were pre-planned, according to Yahoo Sports, as they have been before various international soccer matches for over a year now, as collective statements against racism and other forms of discrimination. Well, Sweden probably doesn't have real racism because there's really not very many blacks living in Sweden and everything. So they're probably not, they don't really have that issue there and so forth. But you know what? I keep telling all these people, and I tell all these woke flipnicks, if this country's so bad, it's so horrible, it's so racist, black people, and mind you people, I'm black, okay? Let's just get that out there right on the front. I'm black, bickety black, blickety, blickety, blickety black, okay? Straight up from the hood, don't give a flip. And I don't give a flip about all this stupidity that everybody keeps talking about. They constantly bringing up racism, racist this, racist that. Now we're hearing from one of the Democratic congresswomen. I was just talking to my mom about this the other day and everything. This Democratic Black Caucus congresswoman had the nerve to come out there and say black women can't vote. Now, get a grip of that, people. Yeah. Oh, yes. Black women can't vote. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody please shoot me in the head because that is the most stupidest I've ever heard. I asked my mom a question yesterday. I said, Mom, did you ever vote? And she said, well, vote? Yeah. Did you vote? At any time in your life? He said, oh, yeah. I mean, I said, you did? She's like, well, what are you talking about? What kind of voting are you talking about? I said, well, did you vote for a president? Did you ever vote for a president? She's like, well, yeah, I voted for a president. I said, you did? And I was being real sincere about it. Like, you really did, Mom? Really? And my mom finally looked at me and she's like on the phone. She's like, boy, stop playing, right? And because I was telling her about the whole black women voting thing, because she brought up, you know anything about this whole voter and suppression thing, and I had to bring that up to her. So I just thought and she thought it was stupid when I said that to her. Oh, you voted? What? You did? And she got it then. She was like, I said, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Mom. They're up there saying that black women can't vote, but yet you've been voting all your life and everything. My mom's 72 years old. And you gonna tell me the black women haven't been voting? My mom's been around longer than any of these daggone millennials, longer than us, longer than all these other people, and so forth. Yet she's been able to vote. I wonder what happened. How all of a sudden that black women now, all of a sudden out of nowhere, we just went back to the freaking Jim Crow era where black people can't vote. ID suppression. When black people can't vote, they can't get IDs. I want to ask you black people out there, any of you guys got driver's licenses? Anybody? Because I could have sworn most of the three people I know, most of my homies, most of my people I know, they all got driver's licenses. And if they don't have that, they got a California ID or some type of ID. How do you people buy liquor when you go to the liquor store? How do you guys get into a club at night? Yeah, they always look for your ID. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how stupid this is. How many of you teens have gone to clubs and they said, can I see your ID, please? And they pull out their ID, whether it's a student ID, a driver's license, whatever it may be. They got some form of ID proving who they are. that they are citizens of this country. So now they're up there trying to tell everybody, well, black people can't vote because they don't know how to get driver's license. You know how insulting that is to think about this, black people. White people are telling you can't. I'm talking white liberals, white Democrats. These are the people I'm always talking about when I speak about white people in a negative fashion, because I'm speaking about these real racists, the Democratic Party. The people that are bringing this kind of stupidity with the women's soccer team on board. The reason why we're getting all this woke culture now. The reason why we're dealing with all this stupidness that we're having to deal with. We're dealing with the Democrats trying to run a narrative so that they can get votes. And most people are so stupid they don't see this. I'm the type of person, I didn't wake up yesterday. I'm not dumb. You know, I know how to figure people out. I know how the game is played and so forth. There was at one point, I was one of these little stupid Democrats. I voted for Obama twice. I can't stand this motherfucker. He's the one reason why I voted for Trump. Yeah. Because of Obama, I voted for Trump and so forth. But I wonder who all the black people were that voted for Obama. Seeing how black people can't vote, I remember every black friend, every black person I know of said, well, it was the first time I ever even thought of wanting to vote. And they voted. But now we're being told, all of a sudden, Jim Crow is back. We can't vote anymore. What was us black people? We can't vote. We don't know how to get IDs. We don't know. Yeah, bullshizzles. Ladies and gentlemen, that whole ID bullshit is so they can get these illegals to get in here and vote. If you guys haven't figured that one out, you're a bunch of idiots. Okay? Let me straight up tell you. A bunch of idiots. So you guys need to start waking up and really seeing what's really going on in this country before we become a communist country. They're all talking about, AOC. What is she talking about? The daggum Cubans. Oh, it's the embargo. That's the reason why. It's because the U.S. embargo on Cuba. That's why Cubans can't get any good. No, stupid, dumb AOC. Those people are leaving that daggum country because of their government. Socialism, communism, they don't like it. The very thing you keep trying to protect, they're trying to leave their countries for. Which is why the Cuban people here in this country don't want socialism. But these dumb little stupid little spoon-fed little brats that have grown up in our country now, the new generation of millennials, all these that, well, get it, ladies and gentlemen. They don't get it. And they never will. So here we are now with the stupid U.S. talking, and my title is very well to the point. You know, what happened to our U.S. A soccer? We don't have a USA women's soccer team because these women don't represent America. No, they don't represent America. They represent hate. As far as I'm concerned, they represent stupidity. They're bowing down with BLM shirts on their freaking, jerseys and so forth, talking about BLM. And BLM is the most communist dadgum freaking. They even say they are Marxists and so forth. They don't care about black people, but these people, these stupid women. And then you got this, Megan, what's her name? Megan Reno or something like that. You know, she's the head that she's the face of dadgum. What is this? What is a Victoria's Secret? Yeah, Victoria's Secret. This woman looks like an ugly cow. I'm gonna just be real and everything. This is the ugliest looking chick I ain't ever seen. Everything with all pink hair and everything, she looked like a dude. I'm sorry, but she's Victoria. She's the new face for Victoria's Secret. Dude, that's not gonna bring dudes into the lingerie store. Oh, you mean this is what no. Victoria's Secret, they got on woke too, and so forth. They got rid of the Victoria's Secret models now, and then replaced them with ducks. Is pretty much what they did, ducks and so forth. That really makes a guy really want to go in there and go, oh yeah, I want my woman to look like that. Yeah, no, people, we don't want our women looking like dudes. And everything. We want our women to stay in shape, stay looking good, and that's just being real. I ain't being fake. I'm just being real with you, and so forth. I don't care if this offends anybody, because I ain't here to please you, and so forth. This is all about being real and what the real world is. These people live in fantasy land, and that's what they want to keep pushing is these fantasy land narratives, which is why these stupid freaking feminists and everything are kneeling on our flag, spitting on what we represent and everything. All the other countries, they represent their countries, but we got the only country, the Olympics, and it's one thing you do this stuff in our country, right? You do this in our country, I get it. Okay, whatever. You know, it sucks here too, which is reason why the ratings for all these different sports now are freaking in the tank. And they keep sending, why are we not getting any people in the stands anymore? Why is this happening? Why is this? At first they wanted to blame the pandemic. It wasn't the pandemic. True Americans, true patriots are sick of this bullshit. They're sick of it. They don't want to see it in their movies. They don't want to see it in their sports, entertainment. They don't want to see it in any of this stuff, which is why people are starting to go other way. They're going other places now. They're going, you know what? Let's go over here where they don't bring all that stupid political bullshit. When I want to watch a football game or a baseball game, I don't want political flavor all up in there being pushed in my face. BLM, BLM. Everybody thinks that black people should be all for BLM. BLM don't give a flip about black people. They don't give a flip about us, because you know how I know this? And it's always the most simplest thing, but nobody ever wants to think about this and everything. But I will reiterate it once again so you people can wake the hell up and everything. BLM only walks out there and marches when a black guy who is a thief or a robber or whatever criminal he may be gets shot by a cop. It so happens to be a white cop when it happens a lot of times and everything. They forget it though sometimes that the black cops sometimes are the ones that shoot these fools too. They think that white people don't get shot at all. You don't never hear about that because the media ain't never going to talk to you about that stuff. But BLM never goes around and does a march for little Laquita. Where's little Laquita? Oh, little Laquita up there doing hopscotch on the ground. Hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity. And all of a sudden, yo, break yourself, nigga. Boom. Starts capping away. Yeah, that's the real language out there in the streets, y'all. I'm just being real and everything. Brothers don't give a flip about each other. Black people, most part, the younger generation, don't give a shiz about another black person. Why? Because they cap each other every single freaking day. Every single day these black people come. You want to know what my truth is? Everything. I live amongst white people over black people any freaking day. You want to know why? Because I live longer. That's why. Because black people just don't seem to care about each other. But nobody wants to ever talk about that shiz. Nobody wants to talk about all the street gangbanging and going on and so forth. I used to see that shiz in the streets all the time and everything. That's the reason why I moved to daggum San Clemente at one point. I moved out to Santa Ana because Santa Ana was freaking just starting to get gang infested and everything. It was just stupid. Everything. The Crips no longer had anybody, no longer had any Bloods to fight anymore, so they started fighting each other. I was like, man, this is stupid. The heck am I part of this for? You know what I'm saying? Because I was stupid too, doing the same stupid stuff and so forth. So, you know, when BLM talks about they're for black people, let's see when they start marching down through them gang neighborhoods. Hey, you guys. Hey, all you protesters out there. Why don't you get your USA women's soccer team and go walk through motherfucking outside Chicago and wear them BLM shirts? I dare you. Go on. Wear them Southside. Go on, do some protesting and go walk through Southside Chicago talking about Black Lives Matter with all y'all little white faces, and y'all go walking right on down through them neighborhoods and see what happens to you. You think them brothers are going to give a flip about you? If anything, you might get raped and everything, because them brothers don't give a flip. They just straight up hardcore. They don't give a flip and everything. They will shoot you, stab you, kill you, whatever. And everything. I see it happen all the freaking time on these things, dude. It ain't no joke. And I'm just being real because people are too scared to speak out and say stuff about this stuff, people. They don't want to give you the truth. They want you to sit there and think all this stuff is the white man, the white man, the white man. But nobody ever really looks at themselves and say, maybe it's me. You know, maybe I'm the problem. No, you don't want to do that. No, it's the white man made me do it. It's because the white man made me do it. Oh, the white man made you go and sell them drugs in your neighborhood? The white man made you go over there and kill Tyrone? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what he did and everything. You guys are idiots if you think that. But here we are, back to the women's U.S. soccer team. Once again, they've proven to the world that the USA is starting to suck and everything. Our country is pretty much divided. We are not a United States. I don't even know why we call it the United States of America anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are no longer the United States anymore. We are so daggum split, it ain't even funny. And everything. And ask any YouTuber on the conservative side, Republican side. Ask any of us. And ask any Democrat. We ain't together on stuff no more. People are getting divorces over daggum politics now. Heck yeah. When Trump got into office, man, if you was married to a daggum Democrat, your marriage was done. That person was leaving you like whatever happened to death do us part. Remember that line? Oh no, it's till Trump gets elected, we part. That's what actually happened. Jeez. I'm like, man, it's just ridiculous of what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We got the U.S. women's soccer team who now is going to freaking nail at every game. But look what happened. Look at the ironic flavor that happened. Look at the karma that came back on them. They lost 3-0. They didn't make 1 point. Not 1 point. They just lost, and Sweden's just laughing at them. You guys are a bunch of idiots. And yeah, we'll kneel every time you guys want to kneel on your flag. No problem. Just to put it back in your face. And so forth. I do not no longer will be supporting the U.S. Olympic teams anymore. I'm done with the Olympics, ladies and gentlemen, and so forth, because these people are all woke. You had that last girl. There was what's her name? Green. I forgot what that girl named. Green or white something. I forgot. The black girl who was a daggum hammer thrower and so forth. You saw what she did. She turns her back on the flag. She's got her putting up an activist shirt. She puts up her little activist shirt, and because at first they weren't going to let her use BLM on the thing. I thought that they were going to hold that to, a standstill with the whole BLM stuff, but no. These guys decided they want to backtrack on the Olympics. So Olympics, I guess what, you guys, you're going to start finding out how many people are going to start tuning out. Because for some reason, I don't know why these activists and all these people start thinking, they think that most of the world thinks like them. They think that everybody's in the same freaking thought process as them. When they find out the latter, though, they always find this out in the movie industry. So it happens all the time. Everything. You put woke bullshit, SJW whackness in Star Wars and in the DC and Marvel Comics stuff. Guess what happens? Nobody wants to watch it. No wonder daggum, Black Widow is literally just took a deep dive in its ratings. Lost 80% on a weekend show. Dude, Black Widow just freaking died out. Nobody cares for it. Why? Because, and it's not that the movie probably is bad. It's just that all the stupid talk that was surrounding it, bad women stronger than men bullshit. You got the woman who played supposedly the villain in the movie. He was the villain was played by a dude the entire movie. You just never saw. The only time they showed the actual the face of the villain who they were, it happens to be a woman, that was when they took the helmet off and everything. But the whole movie is being played by a stunt dude and everything, because the woman couldn't do all the daggum stuff that he was doing and so forth. It was, it was too physical, for somebody of her nature to be doing all that stuff in there. So they got a dude to do it and everything. Isn't that funny? But yeah, so you always see all this kind of craziness going on in our world today. And of course, this is just one more new thing that's happening where our Olympics has now completely been destroyed. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, you think it's going to stop here with the women's soccer team? Oh, no. No, they're going to do this in all the daggum sports teams. I knew it when I saw Homegirl did it and for the hammer throw event. I'd say, watch that now. Watch the other sports teams do the same thing and everything. And you want to know what's funny thing is? You notice that we're all losing. The men's, the USA's men's, we used to call them the Dream Team. They're no longer the Dream Team anymore, by the way. The USA men's basketball been losing like crazy. Been getting their butts whooped and everything. USA, I will guarantee you, but mark my words, we're going to come out last in the Olympics this year and everything. You want to know why? Because it's called karma. It's called God Don't Like Ugly. And these people are about to see what that means. They keep pulling this stupid stuff here. They're all going to be losers. I guarantee you, the women's soccer team, they keep pulling this stuff right there. They're going to lose all the games. Because you know why? Their mind's not set on the game. Their mind's set on activism. And that's all they're about. They're only about activism. We want to show and we want to kiss butt so that we can look like we're in with the in crowd of freaking woke idiots and so forth. That's why they're doing it, you know. And Megan over here, who's now the face of, she's the head leader girl. And I hear this girl is she talks all this yin yang about she's so for diversity and so, against racism. Yet, just find out that they were talking about some other soccer player, and she happened to say something about the girl, about saying, because I guess the girl was mixed with a bunch of different nationalities, and she said she just thought, oh, she Asian? She's Asian, right? And they said, oh no, she's not Asian or anything. Said, oh well, I thought she was Asian because she got squinty eyes, and I'm like going, what? No, this woman didn't just say this bullshit, but nobody say anything about that. Oh no. Megan can get away with that. Why? Because she's the woke crowd. She's part of the far left. And anybody that's on the left gets away with anything they want to say. They can go up there and say nigga, and nobody will say anything. Oh, she's just playing. She was just joking. They'll make it an excuse for her and everything. I dare them to do that though in the hood though. Yeah, see how far they get away with it there. But yeah, this is where we're at, peoples. The women, and I think that's her last name, Rapinoe. I think Megan Rapinoe is her that's her last name. And I said what did they say? The women's team will play in New Zealand Saturday. Megan Rapinoe, team captain, an outspoken feminist, did not mince words when asked about the loss. We got our asses kicked, didn't we? She said. Rapinoe is the star of an HBO documentary on her dismissed lawsuit. You get it? Dismissed lawsuit alleging unequal pay between male and female athletes. Everything. You know what? I think they should actually pay her what she says males are getting, because I don't know why she thinks she's not getting paid. You look like a man. Hate to say it, Miss Megan Rapinoe. You look like a dude, straight up. So you should be getting probably what the males are. I'm surprised you ain't getting the males part of the flow. Seems how that's what you keep saying. I mean, women are not getting paid the same as men. These women keep throwing this stupidity out there, dude. There's a reason why nobody likes them. The reason why everybody keeps looking at them like, who do you think you fooling? You think you fooling somebody? You ain't fooling nobody but yourselves and everything. And you go on and you keep kneeling on the flag. We don't look at you guys as representatives of our country, America. You guys ain't part of USA. You guys are playing for yourselves. That's who you are. That's what you're all about. And that's all you're ever going to be about and so forth. And you guys are going to keep losing. And guess what? You got people over on this side in your supposable country you living in. We're not rooting for you anymore. We're rooting against you. I want Sweden to win. When they play against New Zealand, I'm not going to be rooting for freaking USA. I'm going to be going, go New Zealand! Go New Zealand! Whip their A! I hope they go ahead and do their kneeling again. Go ahead and kneel on our flag again. Go and spit on the people that actually fought for this country, that gave you the opportunity to do what you're doing right now. To be able to have the freedom to do what you're doing. Because guarantee you, if you lived in an unfree country like you act like you live now, you would be probably put in front of a dadgum shooting gallery somewhere or disappear. Try doing that in North Korea. Try doing that in Cuba. Try doing that in China. You think Chinese are going to be up there kneeling on their flag? Hell to the no. You want to know why? Because they do live in a sadgum communist country. They do live in a place that you guys are begging to have happen here. Well, you guys will be eating those words if that actually does happen. Because guess what? When the new flag gets put up and it's the new communist flag for America, I guarantee you guys won't be able to kneel on that one. Want to know why? Because the dictators are now going to be telling you, guess what? Kneel on this flag and you will disappear. Because that's what happens to everybody else in around the world, that you guys keep acting like all these other countries are so much better. Okay, I'm surprised these people have not left, people. How come people haven't packed their bags and left? When I'm waiting, I remember when remember all the Hollywood actors, if Trump gets elected, we're leaving. We're going to move to Africa. Samuel L. Jackson, Whoopi Goldberg, all these people, they were all talking about they're going to leave to Canada, or they're going to go to France, or they're going to go to Africa. I'm still waiting for all these actors, these woke actors that were up there freaking pussyfooting around with you guys, making you guys all think that they're actually for this shiz. They ain't for it. They're a bunch of fake asses. They ain't for this shiz and everything. Trust me, people. They ain't left yet. None of them. They all still living here in good old USA. I wonder why. Why aren't you people going to these other countries that are so much better? They always say Sweden or Denmark or something like that. Well, they have socialism. No, they have a capitalist system, actually. They have capitalism there, but they still have capitalism there. Why? Because capitalism is the way to bring jobs into the country. That's entrepreneurship. That's people that make a business from the bottom and then they build it up to be something huge. You people don't get that anymore, though, and everything. That's what allowed people to come. When people want to come to America, they say this is the land of the free, of opportunities. Opportunity meaning that if you work hard enough, you can become somebody in this country. You can create a business and make it blow up. You can do something with your life and be one of these people. So a lot of these people that have these big businesses, guess what? They were immigrants, people that came from other countries and came here and actually made it happen. But you lazy ass Americans. Yeah, I'm talking about you lazy Americans who want socialism because you want everything given to you. I don't want to have to work for it. I don't have to. The bosses I should be equal to the CEO of the company. What makes you think he's going to give you his half of the money and everything? He gave you a job. Better be happy you get a job, dadgummit. You want to get your own you want to be the big boss. You create your own company then. You live in a country that will allow you to do that. But you dumb idiots you can't figure that shit out. It's funny how my generation is probably the last generation that knows this stuff, that'll ever know this stuff, because the new generation is going to grow up not ever knowing this stuff. Thank God we actually have people like myself, Brandon Tatum, Blexit, Candace Owens, we got all these people on the, they're more so kind of like conservative minded, more on the right in a way, if you want to say on the right, left, whatever, and everything. I consider myself to be just a person that's, logical when it comes to thinking and so forth. I think logically and everything. I think 2 + 2 is 4, not 2 + 2 is 5. That's what these leftists do. That's what these girls that are kneeling on our flag do and so forth. They think 2 + 2 = 70 and everything. That's what they're trying to tell you guys. They're trying to tell you that they're kneeling for injustice, racism in our country. Really? And of course, and all these little white women up on here and so forth, none of them ever even faced any type of oppression and so forth. The only ones that really should be doing that are the sisters on the daggum team and everything, which is only 2 or 3. You notice the rest of them are all white and everything, and the whitest one out of them all, is the one that's up there talking, got the biggest mouth and everything, talking all this and that. I don't need you speaking for me, Megan. I don't need your help, okay? Black people are doing just fine without you white liberals or Democrats coming up there acting like you guys are trying to do something for us. You ain't doing shit for us, but freaking making things worse and everything. If anything, I think you guys are the racists. That's what I think. I think you're the racist because all you guys do is race bait all the time and everything. We weren't talking about all this racism back in the 90s, back in the 80s, back in those days. We were finally coming to a point where blacks and whites and every other race was actually getting along. Until you stupid millennials start freaking acting like, oh, there's all this racism. We got to help black people. We got white privilege. That alone tells me you're a racist. What do you mean you got white privilege? Like what, you better than me? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, it's because I'm white is the reason why I'm able to get this, and because you're black, well, you're just oppressed, and you can't really get to where I'm at because you're black, and we need to help you because we're white and everything. We're white people, and we should be able to, that's why critical race theory is such a big thing to help black people finally be able to have an opportunity, because us whites were just so superior to you. That's really what they're saying, people, and everything. White privilege is a way for white people to say, I'm above you. Think about that, black people. Start thinking about it. Really think about what they're saying when they say black people can't get an ID. They're saying you're too stupid to go to a daggum DMV and go get a driver's license. They say you're incapable of doing this. I've seen YouTube videos where a guy walks around and asks black people, hey, you have a problem getting an ID? Well, no. They say, well, I had some people say that black people have a hard time getting you IDs. They're like, who said that? A bunch of Democratic white folks and everything. Well, they about dumb as a bag of rocks. You're damn straight they are and everything. Then you have these white people up there talking about, yeah, well, black people, they just don't know how to get to a DMV. They don't know how to find one. Really? It's funny to find. I know 4 or 5 different DMVs are and everything. But I'm black, so I don't know how to find a DMV, though, and so forth. This is the stuff. What did Biden say? Well, black people are just not as they're just not as good on a computer. So, we got to make it easy for them. Oh, math. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Math is racist now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It sounds funny, don't it? Yeah, it's funny. Because math is racist now. So now black people don't know how to do math because we just incapable of learning it. My sister JJ was the baddest mathematician I ever knew. Everything. That girl went all the way up to geometry, trigonometry. She was all the way up in there and so forth. I only made it up to about algebra and everything. It's not because I couldn't go forward in math. It's just because it just wasn't my subject and everything and so forth. But my sister, she was always at A+, always on the honor roll, always this, and that. That girl was smart as hell. But, according to you white liberals now, you white Democrats, my sister should be dumb. She shouldn't be able to do that. She's black. Yeah, she's incapable of really learning that. And you white people need to help her. We need to get people like BLM to start standing up for us so that we black people can go and get a driver's license. Because we don't know how to get one. This is the stupidity we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. And I just wanted to point that out. And I had to come on here and do my little rant and rave and so forth. Here on TJ Craig's Ghetto Gaming, pop culture chalk. And I will be talking to you guys about all the latest and greatest in pop culture and entertainment. And this is one of those entertainment situations that happens to be stupid. Once again, this is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know what else to really say about this situation. All that I'm saying is I'm not supporting the USA anymore for the Olympics as long as this bullshit is allowed to happen. You guys have lost me. I won't be watching your daggum sports. I'm done with you flipnicks. I'm done with you idiots who don't want to represent the United States of America, because this country has allowed me as a black man to get where I've gotten. I've gotten all kinds of opportunities. I've never had a problem with discrimination and so forth. And maybe there might have been some out there here and there. Don't get me wrong. I've run into little flipnicks once in a while, but it's not like the entire damn world is against me and so forth. Yeah, there's racism that does exist in this country, people. I'm not denying that. But it's nothing like where we came from back in the day. We have gradually progressed throughout the years of hundreds of years, from slavery all the way up till now. And black people today and white people today these ones that are woke and on the left, they want you to think that we're back in the daggum freaking Jim Crow era. Where black people can't they gotta sit in the back of the bus. Black people can't share the same drinking water with white people. We gotta come in the back of the restaurant. We can't come in through the front. How many of you black people have to do that today? Most black kids don't even know what that's even like. They've never dealt with anything like that. But nope, That's what we're dealing with. That's what the white man is telling us. At least that's what the white Democrat Flip Mick is up there trying to tell you. No, they're telling you this, guys, because they want us to all separate so they can get right back to good old boy discrimination. And this is how they're going to do it, by fooling you into the stupidness and everything. So you guys keep on kneeling on the American flag. Keep on doing it and see what happens. I'm telling you, it's a go nowhere situation. And this is the reason why these girls here, if they keep doing this, they're going to lose every damn match they play. Mark my words. This is TJ Quake, yo ghetto gamer. I'm out at 5,000. Let's octo boost. Beta, Cosmic.